Be careful when you do these two things to a child. Parents who made this mistake are living their lives in regrets because they ended up creating a monster in the name of parenting. This is based on a true life story. Are you ready? Let's go. Number one thing you should never do to a child is to use words carelessly at them. And this is why.
And I remember going home one day with my report card, and there was this family friend of ours who was a principal in another school, and my dad had given him my report card to look at and say, hey, look at Tosin's report sheet. What do you think of it? And he took one glance at it and he said, oh, she's an average student. And that thing marked me significantly. It really, really affected my self-esteem, because, there's a difference between saying this is an average performance and this is an average student. The first one speaks to the performance, what you can see on paper, which can be improved upon. The second one places a label on that child. So I took on that identity as average, and I never really thought I would be able to do something significant. That's the truth.
This first point is very important, especially for us Nigerians and in Africa. The kind of words we use for children, oh God, is unbelievable. Days when I was younger, people called me big head. And growing up and seeing yourself in the mirror and you are believing a lie. So it's so much in our country, Nigeria, and in Africa. I don't know about people in Europe and Asia, but as a Nigerian, I know the way we call, and we can just see a small boy and we give him one name. You don't know anything, you don't know how to read, we have a way of bringing these words to children, and it's not helping them. Most of them grow up with that label, and all through their life they keep fighting it. Let's not forget that these children are wonderfully and fearfully made by God. So if you feel they are beautiful or handsome or they are intelligent, they are beautifully made. For those you feel they are ugly, they are fearfully made. God is perfect in his creation. So drop on the comment section, what name were you called when you were younger? What label were you given as a child? So the second point she's making, let's watch it.
Back then, we always had rosters for morning devotion in my house. So every day, everyone knew, when they were leading prayers and preaching the word in the morning. It was one of the ways my parents built us spiritually, not just the biological children, but even the other people that lived with us. And so that day, it was going to be my turn to preach. And I remember that the night before, I spent a lot of time studying, praying, preparing, because I must not preach rubbish. I was ready. I must have been somewhere around maybe 10, 11 or so. And I went for morning devotion the next day, ready to dish out my sermon. And I don't know what I said, but apparently I goofed. But hey, what do you expect from a child, right? And then all these my older people in my house, all these uncles, especially the men, they started laughing at me. I was embarrassed. They laughed and laughed and laughed. I don't know if I concluded the sermon that day, but it marked me. And do you know that from that day onwards, I struggled with speaking up? Apart from the fact that they laughed so much in that morning, I remember that for many weeks or even months afterwards, every time I passed by or they passed by me, they would say that thing I said and they would laugh. And so I felt very embarrassed. I felt like I didn't have anything sensible to say in this life. Like I was meant to be silent. That thing marked me so much that even after I had grown to become an adult, even when I was working, I would be so afraid to speak up in meetings.
I know you might be asking, are you saying we shouldn't laugh? I'm not saying you shouldn't laugh. Even our God in heaven laughs. The Bible said he sits on the throne. He that sits on the throne laughs. But think about it. The Lord is laughing at the hidden raging, his enemies, not the child. The child is not your enemy. The lady told a story that the uncles there were laughing even after that incident. But none of them created time to actually teach her how to prepare sermon, how to teach the scriptures. They were all laughing, and afterwards they kept laughing at her. So our Father in heaven laughs, but he does not laugh at the people he wants to train. He laughs at the hidden raging. He laughs at their foolishness, that they are raging against him. He laughs at their inferiority, his enemies. So you're laughing at that child, but you don't make out time to actually teach them, to make them better. Train up a child in the way he should go. You don't create that time, and all you do is laugh. So we need to actually correct this, because we are not saying you shouldn't laugh. You can laugh, but let the child learn from that your laughter. Teach them, make their lives better. Don't just laugh. So let them learn from your laughter. Don't just laugh. After the laughter, call them, teach them the way it should be done, the way they should go. They are children, they don't know their way around. The Bible records that a child left on his own would bring shame upon his mother. So they don't know their way around, and that's why they have you.
Guess what? Those people were not trying to be mean to me. They were just catching trips. It was supposed to be fun. But the enemy is so crazy. Something that is supposed to be comedy, he will take it and he can use it to perpetuate tragedy in the life of a person. He will latch onto it and he will create a whole stronghold that will cause you to sabotage yourself in life. You would later realize that the enemy tried to steal my words because he could see that God had given me a voice. And that's what he does. When he sees God has given you a voice, he will try to silence you as early as possible. And I would say that one of the most effective, albeit counterintuitive ways to discover your life's purpose is to ask, where have I been attacked the most? Where have I been attacked the most? There's purpose there. There's purpose in that attack. There's purpose in that confusion. There's purpose in that pain.
So finally, friends, we've heard from her. There is purpose in that attack. There's purpose in that pain. Don't allow the rejections, the labels you got while you were a child stop your future. There's purpose in it. You need to rise up. You need to rise up. Don't allow the devil capitalize on the past experiences, your childhood experiences. Maybe you were raped as a child, you were sexually harassed, you were talked down, looked down on. Don't allow it to stop you. Before you were formed in the womb, God knew you. He set you apart. He appointed you as a priest to the nation, as a prophet. So don't allow anybody, any experience from the past stop you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Do well to share this video with your friends and family, and do well to drop your experiences on the comment section. We're going to respond to it. Thank you so much. See you on the next video. God bless you.